All right, everybody, getting ready for your close-up. You know that job interview moment, palms are sweaty, and then bam, that question hits you.
Oh yeah, the dreaded why are you leaving your current job?
The one that can make or break you, right?
Absolutely, it's a minefield.
Total minefield. So today we're diving into how to navigate that tricky territory and make sure you come out on top. We're taking a look at this CareerVids YouTube video. You know, the ones with all the insider secrets.
Yeah, they're big on promising to crack the code of interview success.
Exactly. And they actually kick things off by pushing this paid ultimate interview prep pack.
Bold move.
Right. Like, are they giving away the good stuff for free, or is this just a sales pitch?
We'll unpack that later.
Definitely. But first, let's see what they have to say about actually answering this question. And they start by laying down the law. What not to say.
The kiss of death for your application.
For real. So hit us with it. What are these career-killing phrases we need to avoid?
Right, number one on their hit list, toxic work environment. Like, ever.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one.
Huge red flag. It might be true, but it makes you sound difficult.
Right, like you're the problem, not the company.
Exactly. Hiring managers want someone who can handle a challenge, not someone who blames everyone else.
Makes sense. So what else is a no-go in their book?
Don't even think about saying you want better pay.
Even if that's the whole reason you're looking for a new job.
Especially then. It makes you seem, well, kind of mercenary, like you're only motivated by money, not the actual work.
So even if you're after a bigger paycheck, there's got to be a classier way to say it.
100%.
All right, what's the last thing to avoid?
This one's a bit obvious. I don't get along with my boss.
Yeah, instant deal breaker, right?
Pretty much. I mean, we've all had difficult bosses, but bad-mouthing them just makes you look unprofessional.
And it raises questions about your ability to get along with anyone, even if your boss is actually the devil incarnate. So we've covered what not to say, which leaves a big question hanging.
What in the world do you say when they hit you with, why are you leaving your current job?
Right. Thankfully, CareerVids doesn't leave us hanging. They've got some example answers that, I gotta admit, are pretty slick.
They're all about the framing.
Okay, let's break that down. What do they mean by framing, and why is it so important when you're trying to explain why you're, jumping ship?
Think of it this way. It's not about lying. It's about putting a positive spin on things. You're presenting yourself in the best possible light.
So even if your current job is a dumpster fire,
You can still find something positive to say about it.
I like it. All right, so how do they actually suggest framing this dreaded question? All right, spill the tea. What are these magic words that'll make hiring managers swoon?
Get ready, because their first example is like a master class in interview judo.
Ooh, I like that interview judo.
Okay.
So what's the move?
It goes something like this. I've reached my full potential in my current role, and I'm so grateful for the experiences I've had there. But now I'm ready for a fresh challenge where I can really stretch my skills and, work alongside other highly motivated people.
Okay, I see what they did there. It's all about growth, right? Not about what you're leaving, but what you're moving towards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ambition is sexy, my friend.
Totally. It's like saying, hey, I'm a high achiever, and your company is where I'm going to level up.
Right. You got it. And notice how they snuck in that bit about like-minded professionals.
Subtle, but effective.
Hiring managers eat that up. It shows you're a team player, someone who values collaboration.
Smart. All right, what's their second genius response?
This one's a little more, shall we say, strategic.
Ooh, I love a little strategy. Lay it on me.
Imagine this. I've learned so much at my current company, but I've come to realize that ultimately, our values aren't aligned.
Ooh, spicy.
Right. And then you hit them with this. I'm really looking for a company that, really values innovation and continuous learning and where collaboration is key.
Okay, I see what they're doing there. It's like a subtle dig at your current company, but without actually bad-mouthing them.
Exactly. You're basically saying, hey, my old company is stuck in the dark ages, but your company, you get it.
And you're signaling your own values, which is super important.
Absolutely. It shows you've done your homework, you know what you're looking for in a company culture.
So you've got two solid options: the growth and ambition angle and the values alignment play. How does someone listening to this choose which approach is right for them?
It all comes down to this. Which one feels more authentic to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if you're not being genuine, they're going to see right through it.
Exactly. Interviewers can smell BS a mile away. So think about your own situation, your own motivations.
And probably depends on the job you're applying for too, right?
For sure. Some companies are all about that go-getter attitude, while others are more about finding someone who fits their specific culture.
So do your research.
Always. Look into the company's mission statement, their values, the social media presence.
It's like dating, but for jobs.
Ha! The best analogy ever. Because just like dating, you want to put your best foot forward, but you also want to be true to yourself.
And speaking of putting your best foot forward, let's talk about this ultimate interview prep pack that CareerVids keeps hyping up.
Ah, yes, the million-dollar question. Is there really a magic formula for acing every interview?
Right, because if there is, sign me up. So what you're saying is there's no easy button, right? No magic wand we can wave to suddenly become interview gurus.
Afraid not. If only it were that simple. But here's the thing. While there's no one-size-fits-all solution, that doesn't mean you're doomed to fumble through interviews.
Okay, so there's hope for us mere mortals.
It's absolutely. The real magic comes from understanding yourself, your strengths, your passions, what makes you tick.
So it's less about memorizing some script and more about like really knowing what you bring to the table.
Exactly. It's about being able to articulate your unique value proposition. Because let's face it, everyone's got one.
I love that. Everyone has a unique value proposition. So how do we tap into that and actually, sell it in an interview?
Practice. Seriously.
Yeah.
Rehearse your answers out loud. Pretend you're actually in the interview. Maybe even record yourself so you can see how you're coming across.
Oh, that's a good idea. I hate listening to myself, though.
I know, right? It's painful, but it works. And if you can, get feedback from someone you trust.
A fresh pair of eyes, or ears in this case, can make all the difference.
Totally. Sometimes we're just too close to our own stories to see where we need to, punch things up a bit.
Or tone things down.
True.
Right.
It's all about finding that sweet spot, that perfect balance of confidence and authenticity.
Right, because even if you have the best answers, if you don't believe it yourself, they'll see right through you.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Body language, tone of voice, that little glint in your eye when you talk about something you're passionate about, that's what makes an interviewer sit up and take notice.
So it's like, bring your whole self to the interview. The good, the bad, the slightly awkward.
Well, maybe not all the bad and awkward.
Right, got to keep it professional.
Exactly. But, let your personality shine through.
Be genuine. I can get behind that. And hey, speaking of being genuine, it's also on the interviewer to create that space, right? Like it's a two-way street.
Totally agree. An interview should be a conversation, not an interrogation.
Exactly. It's a chance for both of you to figure out if this is the right fit.
And honestly, if you get a bad vibe from the interviewer, it might be a sign to run for the hills.
Ooh, red flag.
Major red flag. Life's too short for bad bosses and toxic work environments, even if they offer you the world.
Preach.
All right, so to wrap things up, what's the biggest takeaway for our listeners who are, gearing up for those nerve-wracking job interviews?
I think it's this. Don't get so caught up in trying to say the right thing that you forget to be yourself.
Because at the end of the day, your authentic self is your superpower.
Bird.
Love it. Well said. And on that note, I think we've given everyone plenty to think about.
Food for thought as you navigate the wild world of job hunting.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
to our listeners, go out there, be yourselves, and remember, you've got this. This has been The Deep Dive, and we'll catch you next time.